is officially winter here in the southeast United States, and we are getting a little bored and kind of getting a little stir crazy and missing our boating, and we're definitely coming up with some inventive ways to get back out there and get those boats going. Welcome back, guys. It is your boy Broncos Guru, and it's this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Our subject this week will be things don't always go as planned. Sometimes we think we've got a great plan, but things when we get out on the water just don't always seem to execute the way you think they're going to happen. Kind of like that first time you took your wife out on the water and thought you were going to show her a good time out there on the boat, and things, well, just didn't finish the way you thought they were going to finish. Or when you told your boys that you knew exactly what you were doing behind that rope, only to find out a little bit later that you were going to be proven wrong and they quickly were going to find out you were a fraud on that aspect. Or when you were out there looking for that perfect picture to end the day on Instagram, and you couldn't quite decide on the right pose, but then the right pose to go viral found you. Or there's always my favorite one, that hold my beer and watch this moments, they never end well. Kind of like when you tell the boys, hold my beer and watch this, we don't need to go back and grab the boat, we'll just use the ATV to get across the pond. I mean, come on boys, it's only a few feet deep, what in the world could possibly go wrong? Oh, and don't forget that time when you had to wait on those kayakers down at the boat ramp. That's right, and then you were fortunate enough to see them out on the water after the fact, and you decided you'd do a little flyby action on them. But unfortunately for you, that just did not turn out the way you thought it would. As usual, when things don't go as planned, usually they do start off with the best intentions. Like when you've been out working for a week on a boat, and you decide you're going to go ahead and try that nighttime re-entry into port because you're just done and ready to end this shift, and things, well, they just don't always go as planned with that either. But this just shows that even the pros can have a bad day out on the water, and even with the best of intentions, things sometimes when they're planned out just don't go as planned. Kind of like when you were younger and you and your friends used to come up with some crazy plans on how to build some things. Maybe you did something like this where you guys decided you were going to build a makeshift boat together. And if you did, I'm sure you came up with some grand plans of sailing this thing across the ocean, but of course those things just never work as planned. Or like when everybody's racing to the boat and you claim that you're going to be the first. Just because you're first to the boat doesn't necessarily mean you're the winner. Or maybe you and the crew came up with a wonderful plan to go out and spend the day on the river. Or how about the time you and your boy saw some cute girls out on the boat and you decided you were going to go get a better look? Or when Grandpa decided he was going to take you fishing and he thought it was a great idea to get out there on the water with you, only for things not to turn out exactly as he planned either. But don't worry, Grandpa still gets up with a smile on his face and it's the best day of his life. Or how about that day you guys were out there taking the sailboat out and the captain says, let's get this baby up on lean and see what she can do, and you wind up getting that free deck rinse that wasn't part of the plan. And there's always those times when you make those grand plans weeks in advance that you and the boys are going to go take the jet skis out. Of course, every time you make those plans that far in advance, the weather never turns out right, and things just never seem to go well down at the ramp, or down at the launch, or heck, in this case, I don't think there's anything going right. No. Oh, the sweet fishing trips. How we plan these weeks in advance as well. Just you and your crew out there having a good time. But once again, things don't always go as planned, and sometimes you'll wind up fishing for other things besides fish. But heck, even sometimes things will go awry before you guys even start fishing. Maybe you're just checking into the hotel and one of your crew members you decide you're gonna have a good time with, and well...
Yes. Don't throw me down this ramp. Greg, I'm gonna go to the street.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening on your waterways, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and let me know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Adam Coolidge, Kevin Tinsley, USA Jet Boats, Wild Geek 1, and Calumet IS did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button. If not, we're coming to steal your drain plug.